South Point offers all the types of entertainment you'd expect at a first-class Las Vegas resort. Did you know our 400-seat showroom is one of Las Vegas's top destinations for live entertainment? Enjoy live performances by classic Vegas entertainers, bands, and today's hottest comedians, plus a rock and dance floor. You can also enjoy live entertainment at the Grand View Lounge, where you'll feel all the vibes of old Las Vegas. Enjoy the music, and if you love to laugh, don't miss The Dirty at 12:30, our very own free comedy show. Every Friday night at 12:30 a.m. in the Grand View Lounge. The Dirty is 100% free, so arrive early. Go to southpointcasino.com or call the box office at 77136 for today's performances at the showroom and the Grand View Lounge. When you're ready for your favorite cocktail, stop in and unwind at one of our 7 specialty lounges. There's a bar around every corner, because you're in Vegas, baby. South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
Everybody, it is time for Monday Noon Football. Hello and welcome to the show, and thanks for joining us for Lunch with Punch. The show is a fun mix of sports, comedy, conversation, viral videos, and some smart betting advice. I'm your host, Frank Nicotero, longtime comedian, lifelong sports fan, and today's show, we will take on the week before Christmas head on and reckless, just like this Philly fanatic. Alex, watch this. On a bike, right into a tree covered in beer cans.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. No, the answer to your question, that is not Jason Kelce. Here's what I'm saying right now. If someone supplies a bike, I'll supply the empty beer cans, a bike and a Christmas tree. I will do that in the South Point parking lot. Make it happen, someone. I will run into a tree. Just need the bike and a tree. Everyone put your heads together. I'm ready to do it. She would never do such a thing, but she would definitely watch me do that. Her NFL player of the weekend was Denver yesterday, which covered easily. 4-time national champ, 3rd-generation sports betting analyst, Alex White, everybody. Woo, Alex. All right, Alex, how was your betting weekend?
I actually had a really good weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I'm seeing NFL very good the last couple weeks.
That's
so
good.
I want to keep that going. Yeah. Now it just gets a little tricky, right? Because now you got to really consider who's playing for what, motivation.
Yep.
We got to keep an eye on when people start benching or like start sitting them to rest.
Right.
So we'll keep an eye on that.
Got to keep an eye on teams where players quit in the third quarter. No, the Niners are out of it. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you watching the show. Alex, we're going to have a good time today on the Punch Menu. Okay, the Punch Menu. I usually have been talking too much. I haven't heard the ending part.
May I take your order?
May I take your order? Yes, you may. Today on the menu, we have our comedy clip of the day, Pick 6. We live rank NFL teams. Picks at 12:36, Kenny White's Dog of the Day. And to close the show in Punch Bowl, Kenny White to close the show. But in Punch Bowl Pundits, we have the Burleson Coat Factory. More lookalike contests. But first, it's time for top of show breaking video, ladies and gentlemen. Yay! Oh, this just in to the studio as well. We believe Chris Andrews will be stopping by for the last quarter of the show. So he'll be here for the fourth quarter at 12:45, talk about this weekend's action, talk about tonight, and talk about the rest of the NFL season. So Alex and I were talking last week about what a huge favorite Travis Hunter is, right?
Yes.
To win the Heisman. And he did win.
Yes, he did.
A lot of people were, including Aston Jeanty, which we'll get to, thought he should have won. But I thought this was pretty cool, Alex. So there's a PBR rider, which stands for Pabst Blue Ribbon, or professional bull riders. I actually had an audition for a sports show, and I I ended up not getting it, but I went in for it a long time ago. And the guy's asking you sports questions because you want to know, what do you know? And then he's like, NFL question. But he goes, what's PBR stand for? And I go, Pabst Blue Ribbon. And he goes, it's professional bull riders. I was like, I like my answer better, buddy. He laughed. So anyway, there's this kid, John Crimber, who is the youngest rider ever to earn $1 million. Turns out he's really good friends with Travis Hunter, and he was excited that he won the Heisman. Watch this.
It's like I had in my mind that he
Crank that up a little, please.
So congratulations, Travis. You deserve it. You're a bad son of a gun, all right?
Yeah, he's like one of my best friends. And Travis Hunter's come seeing him do rodeo in Colorado. This kid's 19 years old. He's the youngest ever to win $1 million. And again, we wanted to show that cowboy clip because we love cowboys. And they have left the city.
Yesterday was the last night.
Last night of the rodeo. And I'll tell you what, they were the nicest people. There was so much action here. The South Point was packed all week. But they have filtered out of town, and they'll be back. When will all the rodeo and cowboy and horse stuff be back? I mean, we'll have not the rodeo finals, but we'll have cowboy stuff here probably in January. Like 40 weeks a year here at the South Point, we always got stuff going on. So anyway, as I was saying, Boise running back Aston Jeanty finished second. Now, a lot of people think, oh, he should have won the Heisman because what he's done. Other people will point out, well, he did it at Boise State, didn't play against a lot of good competition. Well, that's going to change this weekend, as we know, with the playoff. Well, they don't play this weekend. They got to bye, but soon anyway. Anyway, Aston Jeanty finished second, but he comes in first place when it comes to school spirit. Here's what I mean.
Pamphlet. They said, like, they encouraged us to wear our gear, but regardless, I was going to wear it anyways because, I mean, I wouldn't be here without, you know.
He's the only one who wore Boise. He's the only one who wore school gear.
You know, I feel like that's important.
He's got to be the only one that's worn school gear in a long time.
I think ever to the Heisman, because usually everyone's like, they're getting sponsored or they're getting paid to wear something fancy.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm wearing my Boise State stuff. Good for him. That makes me like him even more. Of course, he did publicly say he should have walked away with the trophy, but he might step to settle for the all-time rushing record in the single season. He is only 132 yards behind Barry Sanders' all-time single-season record. He's going to get that, I feel, possibly even in the first half. I don't know whoever he plays, but he's going to get that. And then if they lose, though, okay, let's say if they win. So now he might be able to get like close to 3,000 yards in one season.
Yeah.
Again, Travis Hunter played in the Big 12, so I get it. Or wait, is Colorado Big 12?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So anyway, I don't know. Aston Jeanty, it's going to be exciting to watch him play. I can't wait. All right. Do we have time for our comedy clip of the day, right? All right. It's time for our comedy clip of the day, ladies and gentlemen. And, this is halftime show at the Denver Broncos game. They had sort of a rodeo thing going on. It was mutton busting. So here you go. The sheep have gotten away. Now, you got to remember, they got to play a football game soon. So the sheep are on the loose. The dog comes running, the sheep have gone rogue. The dog doesn't, it was madness in Denver yesterday. Denver had a nice win yesterday. They look like a legit playoff team, but I don't know. They had mutton busting. Again, it's this time of year where we talk a lot about Cowboys. So there you go. That's our comedy clip of the day. All right, let's go into roll call. See who's watching the show today, ladies and gentlemen. If you're new to the program and you're watching, please click subscribe. And after 5 minutes, you too can become one of the punchies and jump in the chat room. So the question I had was, what's your biggest takeaway from this weekend's NFL action? JR, who was the co-host last Thursday, biggest takeaway from this weekend's NFL. The Bengals still have a chance, but the defense is still brutal. Keith Lau, Detroit's injuries trouble. Sirianni in Philly is a better coach than we thought. That's true. Paul, Steelers need to get healthy. Reno Paul, can't agree more. Sounds like TJ Watt avoided a catastrophe. Aaron O'Connor, that I like college football more than NFL. All right, Aaron. All right. I like that. So any takeaways from NFL when you watch this weekend?
Definitely the Lions are concerned with their injuries. I think they peaked a little too early.
I mean, Hutchinson goes down. They kind of held everything together. 2 more key injuries on the defense. And now David Montgomery, they're all world running. I mean, this guy was, it was Sonic and Knuckles, right? Him and Gibbs. He apparently has a MCL and is probably done for the season. So that really hurts. So everyone who are Detroit fans, I have a buddy online who's like, of course, the year we're supposed to win the Super Bowl, of course this would happen, blah, 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 sky is falling. But there's a long way to go still. Yeah. You're going to make the playoffs. You're still in line for a number 1 seed, and people would have to come through Detroit. But Philadelphia definitely looked good, and we'll talk about that later, ladies and gentlemen.
And the Bills looked really good against the Lions, but a little bit of defensive concerns. As well.
Yes, they give up a lot of points.
Yes.
And thank God Jared Goff got a lot of points because I'm in the fantasy playoffs. But speaking of the Bills, let's go to That's Crazy right now because mine has to do with the Bills. So, Alex, I'll go first just as a nice segue today, which I never do. And I'm only doing just because we were talking about the Buffalo Bills and the Detroit Lions game. All right, there's our little cat, Chalk. What does Chalk want for Christmas, Ann? Do we know?
Chalk wants pretty kitty litter.
maybe like red and green, like our lights behind us today. We have gone with the Christmas theme for a couple weeks. Looks good. Yeah, you can see the hue of green and red, right? You can see it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. There. Oh, whoa. Dolly and zoom out. Okay, so my That's Crazy. Go ahead, punch it up right now. This has to do with last night's game was pretty amazing. It was an exciting game to watch. By the way, I had the over, which Chris and Jeff were here on Friday. What's your NFL pick, Frank? I took the over in this game. Oh, it got 90 points. Jeff rolled his eyes at me. All right, so anyway.
And then he took the over yesterday, too.
Oh, did he really?
Yes. We both had the over, yeah.
Well, it seemed too easy. I mean, what was it, 50?
54 and a half. It moved up to like 55 and a half.
Which is insane, but right off the bat, you're like, okay, I think this would be a pretty good bet.
Yeah.
Well, Jared Goff had over 400 yards passing. Now, this is fascinating to me. The second I saw this, I sent it in and said, this will be mine for tomorrow. By the way, if you want a good follow, this Josh Dubrow guy is excellent. This guy immediately has stats, like really fast. I don't know how he does it, but add him to the list of Brooks Gate, Jay Kuda, Sarah Langs, all the ones we follow here on the show. Jared Goff is the only quarterback to lose both a game with 5 touchdown passes and win a game with 5 interceptions. The list is short. Jared Goff, George Blanda did it twice. George Blanda, the oldest man ever to play in the NFL. Then 2 surprising names, or maybe not so surprising, because they never won a ring, and they were hot or cold a lot.
Yeah.
Tony Romo and Matty Ice, Matt Ryan. Goff is the only player to do them both in the same season.
Wow.
So, again, Jared Goff, Matt Stafford, what a great trade for both teams. They're exciting Detroit's exciting every game to watch.
Yes, they are.
Even the Bears game on Thanksgiving when they almost blew that game, but really the Bears blew it. So I, as a Lions fan, everyone's sexy pick to win the Super Bowl or at least represent the NFC. I'm going to continue to root for the Lions because I like them a lot. All right, what's your That's Crazy today?
So mine actually has to do with the Heisman that we were just talking about, and it has to do with a couple other awards because this is the first time that we've had winners of the Heisman Trophy, NBA MVP, and the NHL MVP all be from the same state.
They're all from Colorado.
Yep.
Wow. Travis Hunter, Joker, and Nathan McKinnon, who won the NHL MVP. And by the way, that was news to me until right now. I wouldn't have known that. I thought Connor McDavid won every year or Sidney Crosby. I don't know. I didn't realize he won. But anyway, congratulations to you, by the way. OptaStats, another good follow on this show. That's pretty impressive, though. Good for Colorado.
There was something else in there, too, where they were like close, or if it would have just happened. Keith might know. If Keith is in the chat, he can help us out.
Keith, you know the random thing we're trying to think of? You know that thing on the tip of Alex's brain? By the way, the Detroit Lions are 7-point favorites in Week 16 in Chicago. And that's before we see tonight's game. So Chris wants to come in. We're going to talk about Minnesota, Chicago. Yeah. You and I will talk about this in picks as well. But I thought that was an interesting line to look at. And, of course, I immediately looked at Saturday's games. Houston Texans -3 in Kansas City. So what does that tell you? They're pretty sure that Carson Wentz is going to play and Mahomes isn't.
Yeah.
When is the last time are they 12-1 or 13-1?
13-1
13-1? Or yeah, right?
Yeah.
When's the last time a 13-1 team at home has been an underdog? I mean, that's a wild line. And then the other game, Steelers and Ravens. Ravens -6.5 against the Steelers. If the Steelers win that game, they win the AFC North. But that's going to be tough. Probably without George Pickens, although Mike Tomlin hasn't ruled him out. And he hasn't ruled out TJ Watt either, I heard this morning, who thankfully avoided catastrophe. But, I mean, we have college football playoff and NFL on Saturday.
I know.
So Saturday is going to be an unbelievable game.
Isn't the Saints line pretty crazy on there, too, after we just saw them cover against Washington? I know there was some controversy there, but I think they're getting like... Saints
are at the Packers are -13.5 at home.
That's what I meant. I knew the Saints were getting like almost 2 touchdowns.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I know Jeff was talking on Friday. I think Jeff had the Giants. against Baltimore. I had Baltimore in my pick 'em league, but I was like, I don't know about that. He goes, 16 points is a lot. And it started out like, oh, okay, maybe, but no.
I'll give him some credit, though.
Okay.
So he went and stopped on the way to our show. He got 17, so he got the best number. He also found a will Derrick Henry score a touchdown, a yes and a no.
Okay.
The no was above 300.
And he took the no?
He took the no, and he did not score. So he was kind of like, okay, if the Ravens blow him out, just don't have Derrick Henry score a touchdown.
Excuse me.
So got at least 3-1. So that's a pretty good bet.
Because Lamar Jackson was too busy throwing 5 touchdown passes again.
Yes.
You know, he's either, you know what? Lamar Jackson, this is going to be the game that he has to prove. He can't play against the Steelers. He doesn't do well against the Steelers. He has a losing record. He has more interceptions than touchdowns. So Saturday at home, this is a game for him to prove himself and maybe get Baltimore fans excited about the playoffs because he never does well against Pittsburgh. So it's going to be interesting.
He still has to do well against the Chiefs.
He what?
Still has to do well against the Chiefs. Watch, he'll have a good game Saturday and then playoffs.
And then the Steelers have the Chiefs on Christmas, maybe without Mahomes. This is going to be the final run here to the playoffs is going to be great in the NFL. All right. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, today's date is
This is
December 16th, 2024. Oh, I did! I was taking a deep breath to get ready. Did I get it? I think kind of. Well, you jumped the gun on me. Because I was like taking a deep breath to remember how to do it correctly. I don't get no take 2, huh? No take 2? We'll do it tomorrow. Let me wet my whistle. December 16th, 2024. Now, there's only a few on this list today. I'm making it easy on you guys. There is only 5, meaning 4 are real. 1 is fake. Here we go. These are the national days. One of them is fake. Here we go. National Chocolate Covered Anything Day, Stupid Toy Day, Sing a Song About Love Day, National Barbie and Barney Backlash Day, and Day of Reconciliation. Now, we'll look behind the glass here. All right, let's see. Drew Dog says Stupid Toy. Vince says Song About Love. Brosha perhaps. And what are you thinking?
I hate you. You hate me. Barbie and Barney.
All right, the way it's worded, though, you think I'm clever enough to think of something like that? All right, Alex, what do you think is fake?
I'm going to go with Drew Dog and go Stupid Toy Day.
One of you has the correct answer.
Oh,
and once again, ladies and gentlemen, it's Vince. Vince is correct. It is not Sing a Song About Love Day. Yeah, I made that one up. I thought that sounded like a good fake one, though, right? Or a real one. What was that? I think there was something on TV. I think there was like a commercial about love or something. And I was like, oh, sing a song about love. I actually thought that was a really good fake one because that sounds so stupid that it would be real. And National Barbie and Barney Backlash Day. No, I wish I thought of that. I wish that was fake and I made it up, but that's a real thing. By the way, why backlash against Barney? What has Barney ever done? I mean, that was past my growing up. All I know is you love me, right? Okay. And Barbie, she's huge. Celebrity birthday. None.
Oh my God.
There are no famous people born on December 16th. I could have stretched for a few, but here's how desperate I was for someone famous in celebrity birthdays. Beethoven was born in 1770 on this date. Now, I looked it up because I'm like, oh, I want to learn a little bit more about Beethoven. Then there's some discrepancy. He said his birthday might be the 17th. But I'm like, nope. One site said the 16th, and I got nobody, so I'm putting Beethoven in there. We could go with J.B. Smoove, very funny comedian who hosts Buy It Now, which is a show on Amazon, kind of like Shark Tank, and also Curb Your Enthusiasm, and I did a short with him. Very nice guy. So there you go. Happy birthday, 59th birthday to him. We put them all in the AI machine. Caden up there in Utah got off a plane and did this. Here we go. Boom. All right. Oh, there's Beethoven. It's chocolate. It's a chocolate Beethoven because it's National Chocolate Covered Anything. So we have a chocolate covered Beethoven. What is he holding in his hands? Does anyone know? It's like a stupid toy. What is it?
Maybe it's song lyrics.
I think it's the lyrics to
a stupid song.
A stupid song, which I made up. Sing a Song Day. Then we have J.B. Smoove, who's with Barbie, and a miniature Conan O'Brien on the table there. Not really sure what that is. Those are stupid toys. It kind of looks like Conan, or
it does. Yes.
If Conan forgot gel. And then there's some creepy little people, and then a very tall. And then there's two J.B. Smooves, or is that J.B. Beethoven? I don't really understand that one. It's a strange one, but there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's your death. That was pretty good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, every Monday, Drew Dog goes into the lab and he comes out with something we call the Monday Montage. It's highlights from shows last week. And I got to tell you, I even said this Friday on the way out. We had Alex here twice. We had JR was here, Chris and Jeff. I thought we had an excellent week, so I'm very excited to see this. Here's highlights from last week's show, Monday Montage. It's in Indiana. It's a small religious school. And
I don't really want to talk about any schools in Indiana right now.
Why? Because of Boise State.
No,
that's Idaho. Today is December 11th.
This is
4.
I think this game is going to get uglier than if Patrick Ewing and Larry Bird had a love child. That would be an ugly baby. Admit it. Those are two of the ugliest people ever. I don't care how talented they are. Oh, God, that would be an ugly baby. Oh, my God.
WF, looking at you,
Well,
that only...
okay.
At their ATMs.
Are you afraid to say Wells Fargo on the air?
No, I didn't want to embarrass them.
Oh, wow. God.
Too
I
late.
just heard the clicks of Wells Fargo.
Too late. But
we were talking Derek Carr for MVP after 2 games. But now I think he's out for the year, right?
Who's we were talking about?
Okay, me.
You.
I was, not.
Now this one, Johnny gets up. He's coming down the gap, and the linebacker clocks him. Eat your damn vegetables! Now here's Dad. He's coached, and he hates his son. He put the perfect form tackle.
It's not National Christmas PJ Day. Is that what you had? And there's maybe the 3rd heart attack I've ever had on this show. I'll throw him up in the air. This is so stupid. Okay. That's me like holding a card like a magician in bed. Oh my God. The Calgary Flames. That's who I have to pick. Do they play tonight?
Yes, that's
Calgary,
that's
ladies
my
and
dog.
gentlemen. Oh, that's one of your picks. Here, celebrity birthdays. I had to Google this person. Taylor Swift. Oh. It's apparently a very it has something to do with football. If someone screamed poison, I'd be like, poison, poison. That girl is poison. It's a moment of silence for Wales. That's Wales crying.
Of all the analysts, Tony Romo and his voice, it sounds like Peter Brady when he went through puberty. He was driving
when
me
it's
crazy.
time to change, you've got to
rearrange my point, Frank. Oh, God, you're so obscure. I love it.
I just lost the case on that, saying that. But anyway, I hate Miami football. Go ahead. Just give it to me.
I'm rooting for Frank.
What?
I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you.
I object to that.
You're in contempt of court. That's $25.
Check them out. That's relaxing. The air horn, not relaxing.
South Point Studio Spa.
No, okay. Barry Odom, his initials are BO, and it was like Boilermakers is the Purdue, and they capitalized the BO. Yeah, so yeah, that stinks.
Theo.
Thank you. Oh, who doesn't love Dick? Dick is awesome. Dick is the greatest. Aaron O'Connor says never seen Home Alone.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Aaron.
Aaron,
Jeez.
we have to have a screening or something.
See what Life with Bob Zaney does to you?
What are their names? Ann? What's the pony's name? Snowball.
Well, first of all, that's not a pony. It's a donkey.
So it's a dog and ass show.
The names are Joe and Burrow.
An empty count, foul ball, swing and a miss, foul ball, oh, and it kills him. You think that's a 7, it's an upside down L, actually.
Yeah. He's a loser.
He
That's
took the
why,
loser.
man.
Well, the weirdest pinata ever award goes to this guy's parents. Get that kid a smaller bat. That's a lot of swing and miss right there. Strike 4, strike 5, and he quits.
He gives up.
I think I'd quit too, that weird ass pinata.
Yay! Outstanding, Drew. It's always fun to look back and go, I don't remember doing that, but that was funny. I got to say, Ann's Joe Burrow line. Mm-hmm. Joe and Burrow. That's slow clap. That deserves an air horn, possibly even.
I think.
Damn it!
You kind of missed it last week, too. Kind of went over.
I know, I did at first. I did. And I love your line. I'm like, we were saying Derek Carr was going to be MVP. You're like, what's this we? What's this we? And I'm like, oh, yeah, sorry, Alex. Sorry, that's right. Good job. Good job, Alex. All right, that was a lot of fun. Let's move on to the Punch Bowl. Yay, we got Punch Bowl pundits. We got a lot of fun videos to correspond with our conversation. The Punch Bowl pundits where we talk about stuff that we saw on the internet. All right, Alex, go first. What do you got there? What number is that?
We are starting off with number 3.
Punch bowl number 3. Perfect choice. Okay, let me see here if you should read the question. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, can Buffalo or Detroit win a Super Bowl knowing both defenses give up a lot of points?
Yeah, what do you think about that?
Yes, I think I could see it. I mean, they're so good offensively.
Do you think Buffalo right now is the best team in the AFC? Just imagine Patrick Mahomes is healthy. If he misses a game, maybe 2, that's fine. But he'll be ready for the. You already know they're holding him for the playoffs, right? So that Chiefs just want to get in. But who's the best team? Is it the Bills? I mean, but with that defense, they give up so many points.
Yeah, I mean, really though, if you look at the other teams in the AFC. Besides Pittsburgh, they have a very good defense. Yeah. The Ravens don't have a good defense this year. They are getting better, though. So, I mean, they're definitely up there.
I mean, just a lot of points scored yesterday. Again, the over was like 55, and they scored 90 points. Yeah. And that was the highest scoring game in the NFL to beat the record Buffalo's game the week before, where they...
Against the Rams.
Against the Rams, yeah, right.
And the Rams were dead on Thursday after that game.
They were tired. They could only score 12 points, but they won. Somehow the Rams won that game, too. Thursday night's game this week, by the way, is Broncos at Chargers. So that's going to be a good one. Good one Thursday. Amazon's gotten so lucky this year with good games, except for that Rams-Niners game, which on paper should have been very good. The reason I showed that is Nate Burleson. Nate Burleson was once again wagering his fly coat.
I was wondering.
He did it.
Looking forward to hearing this today.
By the way, I think they should call him the Burleson Coat Factory instead of Burlington Coat Factory. Yeah, I stole that from the comments. Anyway, he told this guy a preposterous wager. What it hit? Well, let's find out. Take a look.
I'll tell you what, I'll take that bet. I'll take that bet.
What is it?
So here's the bet. It's 3 touchdown parlay.
So we have David Montgomery, Gibbs, Jameson Williams, and Amon-Ra St. Brown score a touchdown.
Oh, that's light.
All 4 of them score a touchdown. This code is yours.
He said all 4? Did he mean all 3?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so look, David Montgomery, unfortunately, MCL injury. Looks like he's lost for the season, I mentioned before. But Jameson got a touchdown on the last, when Buffalo was in a prevent, Detroit scored that touchdown. I'm going, oh my God, could you imagine if that would have counted for the parlay? Because Amon St. Ra had a long touchdown pass on like 3rd and 18, scored like a 70 or 80 yarder. Which again helped my fantasy points. But he almost did it, so that kid doesn't get the coat, so Nate gets to keep that one. But this has become like Nate's thing.
Well, I noticed right away watching that game, I was like, that's a really nice coat.
That's a really nice coat.
Somebody's going to try.
Where'd you get that coat? Someone's going to try.
That coat.
Look, if this becomes his thing, what a niche that fat drunk guy in Buffalo thought of, who got the coat and barely fit, but it's entertaining. He does such a great job. By the way, he's hosting the new version of Hollywood Squares, which is coming to CBS with like Drew Barrymore and like in the center square, a lot of big stars. And I got Nate Burleson to host. Looks like he does a good job. So, all right, there you go. Go for the next one, Alex. What do we got next?
Wait a second. No.
I'm sorry.
There was 2 parts to that.
Well, there is 2 parts. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Ann. Thank you, Ann. Well, should these 2 teams meet in the Super Bowl, imagine how wild New Orleans will be with these 2 incredible fan bases that seem to be enjoying their team's fantastic ride. So here's a Lions fan and a Bills fan. So I don't know if they grabbed this Lions fan because he looks like Dan Campbell. Maybe he was in that lookalike contest. And
oh my gosh.
Now, the Buffalo guy, he gets up, he's fine. The Detroit guy's like, this is the dumbest. Look, this guy sprung up. The Detroit guy is injured like the Detroit defense. Oh! Too soon. He got up. Those are 2 great so everyone was like, 2 great fan bases. Let's stop there. Buffalo, top 3 fan base. Detroit, the last couple years, they've been amazing. But for 30, 40 years before that, pretty bad fans, actually. So, but now they're great.
Yeah.
So
but they still showed up quite a bit, didn't they?
No, I was in Detroit. What do you mean? Like,
even when they were losing, they're still pretty good fans, and they still
own but they were miserable fans. I think NFL games are going to. Well, okay, yeah, I'll give it to you. All right, I rescind.
Know. It was more of a question. I know.
I'll give it to you. Take back everything I said.
You said they were miserable. They had a right to be.
That's true. That was very poor management. They had bad coaches. They had Matt Millen as the GM destroying that team. All right, I wanted to check in on things here. Hold on. Okay. JR went with stupid toy day. No. Let's see. Alex, maybe she was thinking about a stat about the Broncos. Remember when you were trying to figure out?
Yeah. I think
Keith is Kreskin, who passed away last week. Sorry. But anyway, not Keith, but Kreskin. Maybe Alex was thinking this. The Bengals-Titans game today was the first game with 10 turnovers and 25 penalties since the merger. Was that it?
No.
Just appease him.
Yes. No, but I did realize that there was 10 turnovers in that game.
That's a fascinating stat. I know Jeff kept tweeting that during the game.
Oh,
He's like, so many turnovers. Vince Las Vegas, gotta love the montage. Always a highlight. Yes, sir. Drew Dog says, thank you. Aaron O'Connor, yes, Drew Dog, love the MM. Look at Aaron using abbreviations. I love it.
Look at the one
okay,
after
let's
that,
go
though.
on to another punch ball. Here we go. Oh, yeah.
Read
wait.
the comment after that.
We have a comment after that?
Yeah.
Keith Lau. Okay. Oh, my God. Aaron and I were just talking about them getting a new Hollywood Squares. The center square should be Bob Zaney. Couldn't agree more.
My dad was just raving about that show with Aaron and Bob Zaney.
Let's talk about the rest of the week. Go ahead. But anyway, yeah, Bob Zaney will be here on Thursday. And your dad was there at the show.
Yeah, he went on Friday and he said he had so much fun and all three of them did an outstanding job.
And your dad talked to Kenny or Bob talked to your dad from stage. And what was the transaction? What did they say?
Well, apparently he asked my dad his name and he said Kenny, and he told him that it was about time to start going by Ken. And that he was not getting a bicycle for Christmas, Kenny.
I can hear him saying that now.
Yes.
Anyway, we're very excited. I assume Bob is doing the Dennis Bono show, which is here at the South Point every Thursday. Is it every Thursday? Yep. Anyway, check your Dennis Bono schedule. Anyway, Bob's coming in to co-host the entire episode with Joe D'Amico on Thursday, so it should be a Hall of Fame show. You're here again tomorrow. Wednesday will be Jeff Parles, and Friday's Matt Neverett. A lot of flipping and flopping around the holidays, but as long as I get those three guys and girls in here, I'm happy. Is that it? Okay, so Aaron O'Connor, just talking about it. Yes. So let's start a campaign to get Bob Zaney on Hollywood Squares. All right, Aaron, we'll start that. Okay, do people do Facebook things still anymore, like Facebook groups? We're going to start one. Okay, next one.
And looked confused about it.
Like people, sign up. That's how Betty White got to host SNL, because someone started like a Facebook group and it got like millions of people, and then she ended up hosting SNL. And by the way, every sketch on her episode was amazing. Unlike the Chris Rock episode this past weekend, which wasn't good. All right, anyway, I've seen every episode. Okay.
That was a burn for no reason, though.
What was that?
That was a burn to Chris Rock for no reason.
Well, it wasn't his fault. It just wasn't a great episode. I mean, he could read the cue cards a little better, but it wasn't a great episode. Anyway.
Number 5. I think I can read the question.
Number 5?
Oh, no, I don't. I think you are reading it.
Yeah. Okay. What is number 5 again? We threw this one in late. Yep. Oh, okay. This is the kid who got the Christmas. He got tickets to the Bills. Was that on your show? No, I think it was on Thursday or Friday. This kid opened a package that his parents got him, tickets to the Bills Detroit Lions game. He's a big Lions fan. So the Lions lost, but this got him on ESPN. It got him all this. The Detroit Lions saw it. They reached out and gave him sideline passes to the game. And here's a little, here's what happened. So here we go. Crank it up, please.
ESPN posted my thing on their TikTok.
Yes, and it's on there right now. Thousands and thousands of views and followers. And then another page, Bleacher Report, posted you on their TikTok with 9 million followers.
My God. All he cares about is ESPN. ESPN? It's so cute.
The Detroit Lions messaged me. And they're giving us 3 pregame sideline tickets to go down on the field.
Now, we haven't seen any clip surface. Usually it takes a day or so. So we're going to check it out. I checked Detroit Lions social media this morning. It's not there yet, but maybe it comes up today. But by the way, here, the Lions contacted him again today. He's starting defensive back next weekend because they've had so many injuries. So, kid, you're going to go up real fast. But very cute to see that. And kudos to the Detroit Lions with their great fan base. That's cute. All right, so my question to you, Alex, go ahead, read it if you want.
Okay, the question is, what's the best Christmas present you have ever received?
Yeah, best Christmas present ever.
I don't know why it took me a second to think, and then I decided I would show you.
You will show me?
Yes, here we go. And you know this little dog.
Oh, yeah.
That is Cooper.
When is that from?
2016.
Oh, look at Cooper. How cute.
Yes. So it's really funny, actually, though, because Cooper, I manifested getting a little dog like him because 101 Dalmatians was my favorite movie. And you remember the little dog that would sit in front of the TV?
Yeah.
And he would just watch it forever and his tail would just wag?
Yeah.
And he was a puppy.
Yeah.
Well, Cooper's like a little small Dalmatian kind of, and he never is going to be a big dog. And it's
very cute. Can we go back to that picture for one second, please? Is that like a dozen eggs on the table there? What's going on there? What is that?
I have no idea.
And why are you in a folding chair?
Well,
Were you at the children's table at a Christmas dinner?
No, it was just at my mom's house.
What's that?
My mom's house, which was a big party open to everyone. So we had all kinds of chairs and stuff.
Well, that's great. That's a great. There you go. Best Christmas
and my
present.
hair is very, very light there too.
Best Christmas, I could say a red wagon. I got a Radio Flyer wagon when I was like 10. That was awesome. But I'd have to say my sister and I weren't expecting to get an Atari 2600 one year. And we had already opened all our presents, and then that was like the last one. Yeah. So I was pretty excited about that. And I got a basketball backboard, and I was just like jamming on it. Maybe that was a Nerf hoop. But anyway, I'd say the Atari 2600. And do you have a memorable Christmas present? Drew, Vince, anyone?
A lunchbox. I'm just kidding.
Oh, no! Don't make us cry about the lunchbox. Vince, do you have one? What lunchbox did you want, or were we talking about? It was the Mork and Mindy, or what was it?
Oh, I wanted.
Mork and Mindy Happy Days.
Yeah, I think I wanted Mork and Mindy. I ended up getting a Holly Hobby, but no. But I do have a video of Drew Dog getting a Christmas gift one year.
Are you serious?
I don't have it with me though. But
okay.
And he would probably be terribly embarrassed if I did it. But we have one of those.
We'll show it on his day off, but bring it in. And then it'll go into the montage, or he'll cut it out.
Yeah, I gave him a gift that he ended up having quite the reaction on.
Later in the week, and now you tease everyone who doesn't want to see that.
He doesn't even know what it is.
You don't even remember? He's cycling through memories. He's not sure what it was.
I don't know, 7 years ago.
All right. All right, Reno, Paul, we're working on the end cam for Christmas for you.
Yeah.
That way we can see and talk. All right, why don't we do one more before picks?
Yes.
And Chris coming in. What do we got?
Okay.
We might even speed through a couple.
Number 4.
Number 4. Oh, my God. Okay, the Pop-Tart Bowl is coming up between Iowa State and the Miami Hurricanes on the 28th, and they unveiled the trophy. Roll it in. Here we go. It is a functional toaster. It is a actual size football.
Wow.
It plugs in, and you can put Pop-Tarts in it. Come on. Again, the bowl game with buzz is the Pop-Tart Toaster Bowl.
It is. They
Kudos to them.
themselves last year.
It's going to be a good game. Iowa State, Miami. You got to see, is Cam Ward going to play? We still don't know. Yeah, we don't know. Feel like he might not at this point. But anyway, at least we got Pop-Tarts and we have the toaster. So, Alex, which bowl game are you looking most forward to this week? Because this starts on Friday night. Starts the college football playoff, and then 3 more games.
That's a great one right there to kick
Friday's
it off.
Indiana, Notre Dame -9 here at the South Point.
And I'm supposed to say that game or Tennessee and Ohio State because that's probably going to be a really good game.
Yeah.
But I like the 2 earlier Saturday games.
SMU,
I'm excited.
Penn State?
Yeah. I want to see if SMU can hang in there with Penn State. They actually are my favorite dog of the weekend.
Oh, listen,
Just
again.
depending on how cold it is there. That's the only thing I'm concerned
My 2
about.
favorite teams are Pitt and whoever plays Penn State. SMU, who crushed Pitt. SMU can run the football. Penn State -8. We all know that James Franklin is not good when it comes to big games.
Right, but it's usually top 5. And SMU falls out of that, so we'll see. And then the next one, Clemson and Texas, should be entertaining enough too. I mean,
Texas -11. That's a lot of points. But I feel like if there's one runaway, it could be Texas. I don't know.
Yeah.
But by the way, Penn State, that game's at 9 a.m. our time. So we have to, that's early.
That's fantastic for me. I'm here at 8 to 9. Check out Sports by the Book, and then that game will start.
There you go.
Kick off the day.
Yeah, I think Friday night, I think it's awesome that they have one game, and it's Indiana, Notre Dame. Battle for the state. Notre Dame, who, walking in, Chris always hated Notre Dame. Always hated or like Notre Dame?
Hated.
Hate Notre Dame, exactly. So Indiana, whose head coach is from Pittsburgh, he feels like they got slighted. So they're going to be fired up. So maybe think about Indiana. But we'll talk more about that game on Friday. But that is going to be good. So let's see here. Why don't we let's see what else we have in the punch bowl before we bring Chris. Let's do one more punch. Oh, picks at 12:36. Thank you, Alex. All right. Picks at 12:36. It's time for picks. Alex, always on it.
Punchline picks at 12:36.
All right, so Keith is saying we should guess Drew Dog's favorite Christmas gift.
Ooh.
There's no way on the planet we would ever know that. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the clip that Ann, as Drew Dog, do you have clearance that we can show this clip? All right. He still doesn't even know what it is.
He said yes, but he doesn't know.
He doesn't know. Then he's going to see it and go, no, not that.
I know he really likes cars. Could it be like his first car?
I don't know. Oh. All right, Alex, what is your pick at 12:36 today?
So I actually have 3 because I like 2 hockey games. I really like Edmonton Oilers today. They're minus 125, or the last time I checked. They're playing the Panthers. It's the first time they have played them since the Stanley Cup Finals. I think they will be ready. They're also on a nice 5-game win streak. The Oilers, and they are at home. So that's one. I also like the over in the Avs and the Canucks game. Colorado, very good offensively, not very good defensively. They're like 29th in goals against. Canucks, Thatcher Demko is back, but he's not in midseason form yet. So they'll continue to try to play him to get him that time. But I think over 6 is a good play. And then in the Raiders game, I'm going over there as well. Over 44.5. Falcons, Raiders. I know some question marks with the quarterbacks, but Max Crosby's not playing.
I know.
I think Kirk Cousins will have some success. And then the Raiders are still playing hard. So see what Desmond Ritter can do against his former team.
The game's right down the street.
It's right down the street, yes. And it's indoors. So, yeah, no weather. Let's get some points.
Although this is perfect football weather to be playing in, so it's a shame that we have a dome here, but
it is.
It's nice weather.
Very
but
nice
that
out.
game's right down the street. Raiders. We have 2 Monday Night Football games, so I'll go ahead and oh, by the way, do you like Brock Bowers scoring a touchdown or what? You were saying before the show.
Well, I do. Yeah, I put it on my board.
He hasn't
today,
scored
too.
one.
In Allegiant Stadium.
In Allegiant Stadium.
Correct. He's only scored on the road, but he scored in 3 of their last 5 games because they have been away teams a lot in the last 5 weeks. So
he's been awesome. He's probably going to win offensive rookie of the year. I mean, he has like 80 or 90 catches. He's been amazing.
That's still going to a quarterback, right?
Yeah, probably. I don't. Who is it? Who's the?
It's
Jane.
Bo
Well,
Nix.
Jane Daniels in the NFC. In the AFC, Bo Nix maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's.
Yeah, he's come on with the numbers. Yeah, so maybe. But boy, the season he's having is amazing. All right, I'm going to talk about Monday Night Football as well. I did have a winner on Friday with the over. I have not checked my record of the last 10 games, but I do like Minnesota. This is a line I talked about on 2 episodes last week. -6.5 at home against the hapless Chicago Bears. They can now see Detroit, right? Detroit's 2 losses. Minnesota has 2 losses. They need to win this game. I think they win it going away. I like Minnesota tonight. Could they be the number 1 seed? I don't know what their matchup is with Philadelphia. Philadelphia might have a better conference record. I'm not sure at this point. But anyway, I like the Vikings tonight. And of course, what would Monday Night Football be without a prop bet from me? I like, and by the way, I've hit I call it the chucker. They've hit every time. I'd say the last 4 or 5 have hit. I hit it last night too. Sam Darnold, longest completion over 37.5. He's got Addison. He's got Jefferson. He's going to get one. He's going to get one against that Bears defense. So Sam Darnold and the Vikings. So I'm all over the purple people eaters. Speaking of Minnesota Vikings, we were talking about him right before the show. Director of the Sportsbook, Chris Andrews is here. Judge, you're not the judge today.
No gavel.
No gavel, ladies and gentlemen. No cowboy hat, no judge today. But anyway, we were talking about Minnesota earlier in the year. What did you say about the Vikings?
I thought they were going to fold.
They weren't that good. Yeah, they're winning.
Yeah, they're not that good. Blah, blah, blah. I was wrong.
Yeah. And tonight, I think with Detroit, with all these injuries and everyone's down on Detroit, boy, they could really make a statement tonight by blowing out the Bears. So a lot of action tonight. It's going to be packed because we have the Raiders game. So you have 2 games on.
2 games. And of course, the showroom is always packed too. So, I mean, a lot of places to watch a game here. A lot of great places to watch a game here.
Great places.
I really need the Bears back. And I need them to win, not just cover. I need them to win. I need them to win.
A lot of teasers on Minnesota probably
Teasers,
too.
money line. I mean, right now, if you're a money line player and you want to play the dog, you will not find a better price than right at that counter right there.
And there's a lot of Chicago fans will be. I saw a Chicago jersey walking around earlier today, probably getting ready for the game. 2 Monday night games. I mean, the Raiders game right down the street. And we'll talk about this in Kenny White. I'm just going to tease it. Kenny White has a play on that game. That's how we will end the show. But what else about the NFL, Chris? What are some of your takeaways?
I think there's a lot of takeaways. I saw you guys talking about it. I think there's a lot to take away. First of all, Detroit, as great of a season as they've had, and they were probably a month ago, I think they were peaking. Yeah. I think somebody mentioned that. But the injuries. And, I mean, really, you go back through the history of the NFL, and Super Bowl winners often are not the best team during the course of the year, but just got, lucky. But oftentimes, lucky through lack of injuries, and I think that was the case a lot with the Patriots and a lot of other teams, too. So I think Detroit, right now, they're up against it. They lost Montgomery for the season, and they've all of a sudden have a cluster of injuries. And I think Philly looks fantastic, maybe the best defense in the NFL.
Sure did yesterday. It looked like that because they just stifled the Steelers.
I'm very worried about our Steelers.
Or is it that Philadelphia was so damn good? But the execution was bad, stupid penalties. I mean,
I know we were both on different texts with friends and like throw the ball down the field. My God. Yes, I did not like the offense. I didn't like and it was, okay, first down, let's run up the middle. Second down, let's run up the middle. Okay, third down, now we have to pass.
Now it's 3rd and 9, 3rd and 7. They're obsessed with that first down run straight up into nothing. Thinking, Najee will just bowl a couple people over. Not when there's 8 in the box. Not when they're waiting for Najee.
Not when we know you're going to run,
Come on.
Yeah, I didn't like the game. I think Arthur Smith's done a really good job overall, but yesterday was not his finest hour.
And by the way, so that's going to be over 60 years because it was 59 years and counting that the Steelers have not won in Philly. They haven't won since Yesterday by the Beatles.
Remember I told you I was hearing Yesterday. I listened to the Beatles channel almost exclusively. I thought, this is an omen. We got it. I think Buffalo, big questions on defense.
Yeah,
and I got to tell you, one thing when it comes down to, not particularly every playoff game, but I think a Super Bowl, even in this day and age of offense, I think defense trumps offense.
Yeah.
So right now, I think I don't have Philly rated higher than Buffalo in my power ratings, but I think if they matched up, if I was getting a couple points with Philly, I think I would take Philly.
Yeah. They look good. The Philadelphia Eagles at home, too. Just a convincing win over the Steelers. Now, they go to Washington, Washington has 9 wins now. I think they're 9-5. They escaped that game in New Orleans. There's some controversy on that. Did you see the clock stop? Did you see that?
I did see that, yeah.
But again, if you count at 9 seconds, side judge wants the clock stopped on a completion over the middle. Shouldn't have stopped. It did stop. But if you count down in your head at the spike by Rattler, there was 1 second. They would have had 1 second.
Would have had 1 second rather than 3, I think, right?
Yeah, that was 3. So it would have called the same play.
That 1 yard, that cost us so much money that they didn't make.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because...
Listen, and first of all, let's be straight here. Every bookmaker in the world, we're the biggest criers of any group. It's always like, we could have,
We're doing all right. Lights are still on here at the South Park. Okay. But here's the thing. You're at home. At home, I always grew up, you play for the tie, right? Why not kick the extra point and go for the tie? And then
I would disagree, because they were clearly not the better team.
I agree.
And here you're 2 yards from a victory. Go for the victory.
Such a tough call.
Because, you're not the better team. If we're going to play another 10 minutes,
right?
You don't figure to win. You are a big underdog.
Alex, you're nodding. You agree?
You got 2 yards to go. You're not the better team. Go for the 2 yards.
Yeah. You just scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
Do you have momentum on your side?
Now, how come Rattler wasn't the starter?
That was weird.
That guy, Jake Hafner.
He was horrible. And Rattler, I know he's been a little up and down, even in his college career, but I always kind of liked him.
Energized the team. They definitely rallied around him.
What I brought up, that line jumped out to me right away with the Packers and the Saints. I haven't made my numbers for this week, but getting 13.5.
Where am I at here?
Monday Night Football at the very bottom. Packers 13.5 right now.
I made it 15, but like I always say, diminishing returns. Of course, didn't come to fruition in the Ravens-Giants game, which was one of my selections last week. But, ordinarily it does come to pass. A pro team doesn't want to win by 30. Let's get out of here alive, boys. No
healthy.
Injuries, and we're going to meet these guys down the road sometime. No reason to rub it in. They got to... typically you see 1st and goal with a minute to play. Pro teams kneel on the ball.
Yeah, right.
James Franklin goes for the touchdown. Keep it in mind when you're
Maryland a few weeks
keep
ago,
it in mind when you're handicapping. Is all I can tell you.
Well, and Jameis Winston likes to get one of his guys a touchdown too in that scenario. Remember that from last year?
That's right. Yeah,
they're talking about not starting him this week.
I was just going to say, Jameis Winston, they're now saying DTR or DRM or Run DMC.
You needed
Dorian
the
Robin,
Saints, right?
Vegas
Vinny
kid.
said that yesterday.
Oh, we needed the Saints.
That was a good one.
But an outright win would have been even nicer.
I didn't mean Saints. I'm sorry, the Chiefs.
The Chiefs? We did need the Chiefs, yeah.
Because everybody was betting Cleveland. Yeah. Getting the points. Okay.
It's funny. We've needed the Chiefs, but they have not covered that much this year.
I think it was 7 in a row, right? Before yesterday's game, you mentioned that.
They covered yesterday. And,
I think it was 7 in a row. They hadn't before. I could be wrong, but I think that was something you brought up, or maybe Matt. And by the way, Jameis Winston to throw 2 interceptions was like plus 250. To throw 3 interceptions was plus 650. And it was bet heavy on a lot of the onside DraftKings and all that. And they paid out a ton of money. 3 interceptions plus 650.
What were 2 interceptions in the end zone?
Yeah,
what was
right?
that price?
Yeah, right.
Jeez, come on, man.
He's trying to be gunslinger a little too much.
Yeah.
And it's the MO. It's like everyone knows he's going to throw 2 or 3, probably a pick 6. So I think Cleveland's seen
Then I mentioned it on your show the day he had the 497 yards, 2 pick 6s, and 4 touchdowns. I think somebody on Twitter had it. This was Jameis Winston's Mona Lisa.
He did everything.
Yeah, this was like his perfect game. Yeah, his perfect game.
I tweeted out watching the game yesterday, and I don't even tweet during that much watching games. I said, could you imagine he's your team's quarterback? Now, next year, I don't think he's the starter. They have to play Deshaun Watson. They're paying him $70 million. Yeah. They got to play him.
What do they do? I mean, if you cut him, he's like, 25% of your entire salary cap.
He'll play somewhere next year. I don't know where.
I don't know.
The Giants
what
need
a
a quarterback.
Disaster. But as a Pittsburgh fan, I think couldn't happen to a nicer team. I only with the Ravens would do something like that, but they have Ozzie Newsome. They're
locked in.
They
right
don't
now.
screw up.
They don't.
They might not. They're not going to win it every year. I mean, they haven't won it in a while, but they don't screw up.
Always solid. We have a few more punch bowls while Chris is here. Why don't we? We'll do them. Here we go. We got a couple fun things, and one of them I really want to hear his take on.
Number 1.
Number 1. All right.
Good. We can ask. Chris can take this question.
Okay, there you go. There you go. All right, Chris, if Santa could bring you a new jersey of any athlete for Christmas, who would it be? Any athlete of all time.
Last year, my wife got me a Franco.
A Franco
and
Harris.
I love Franco.
There you go.
I got a Mean Joe Green.
Yep.
I got Andrew Luck, who I love.
You love Andrew Luck.
I got a Kenny Pickett, which will never see the light of day again.
DK Sports, who we follow, a site in Pittsburgh, he bought a ridiculous amount for his store of Kenny Pickett jerseys last year.
Well, they're on sale, huh?
Yeah, he goes, dumbest move I've ever made in my career. But he goes, if you want Kenny Pickett jerseys for Christmas, come on down. They're priced to move.
I got one. You could
just come take it from Chris.
Free to a good home. I mean, how's that? So any athlete, oh, good Lord. Okay, I'm going to come up with kind of an obscure one.
All right, go for it.
Andy Russell.
Steeler 45? Number
34.
34?
That's why Franco wore 32.
Oh, okay.
Because Franco was 34 in college. But I met Andy Russell, and just
underrated Steeler.
Total gentleman.
Yeah.
I know Myron Cope, before he passed away, one of his goals was to get Andy Russell into the Hall of Fame. Obviously, he didn't make it.
What the? It's an episode of CSI in here all of a sudden.
Anyway, I met Andy Russell one time, and just a total gentleman, and I think vastly underrated. I mean, he won 2 Super Bowls, but you got to remember, he was a 17th round draft choice.
Is that right?
17th round. And he has a famous story. I'll try to tell it very briefly.
Yeah, good.
He was on that Steeler team before Chuck Noll got there, and they heard this guy, Chuck Noll, was really a sharp guy, and blah, blah, blah. He's coming. Now, this was back in the old days. They didn't have mini camps and all that.
Yeah.
So this is first day of camp, July 10th or whatever, and Chuck Noll addresses the team. He says, boys, I know why you're not a very good football team. And everybody's kind of perking up. He says, you don't have very many good football players on this team. He says, and in a couple of years, there's only like 4 or 5 of you still going to be on the team. And of course, Andy Russell was one of them. But they're all looking around. I think Andy Russell, Ray Mansfield might have been like 2 of the only ones.
Those are the only 2 I can think of.
Might have been the only 2. Yeah.
Ed O'Neill was not one of them.
He was
O'Neill,
not. Yeah.
He was in Steeler camp and got cut as a
played Youngstown State.
He was a Penguin. Yeah, there you go. For me, a jersey, I don't know. I'd go baseball. Probably go Parker or Stargell or something. Probably
I have a Clemente shirt too.
Yeah, I have a Clemente one. I don't have Stargell.
I went with Andy Russell. Lemieux could have been right.
Yeah, that's a good one. Well, the reason I brought up Alex, do you have one or no?
Not right now.
Okay. We have this clip right here. The Miami Dolphins. This is pretty cool. Miami Dolphins Anthony Walker Jr. surprised all his guys with jerseys from their high school.
Oh, wow.
Isn't this a great idea?
That's cool.
Yeah.
So a lot of them probably never even had one, maybe. Who knows?
This is vintage.
And he had them all custom made.
Spartans, baby.
That's one of the coolest things I've ever seen done.
That is cool.
Yeah, to like go out and the research that had to be done and buying them.
Yeah.
I mean, you figure, all right, so let's just say there's 45 guys, right? Or 50 guys that he had to get jerseys for.
Yeah.
Custom made, what are they, 100, couple hundred each? Probably 10 grand on Christmas presents.
Yeah,
Someone check his salary. He probably makes millions, but still a nice present. All right, we have a couple more.
Was that Cam Ward that spent all that money?
Oh, he did that on jewelry.
For his O-line?
He bought those diamond. It was $2.1 million. Yeah, college kid with the nil money, diamond encrusted jewelry.
Student athlete.
Student athlete. Blowing right. 2.1 million figures. Hey, I'm going to get drafted. Cam, don't do that yet. All right, go for it, Alex. What number is this? Number 2. Alex, are you? Go. I'll read this to you.
Okay.
Are you tired of all these look-alike contests?
No.
You are
not.
not.
At all. No.
It is a trend on social media. You'll see actors Timothy Chalamet, Jeff Goldblum. Well, a couple NFL ones happened over this weekend. They're both in Philly. So this is Jalen Hurts. Now pick a winner if you want, Alex. So we'll just watch this as they parade in some good look-alikes, and we're going to see it whittle down. Who do you think, Alex?
The first guy that walked by, I thought was Jalen.
I thought it was Jalen.
Yeah, I thought it was Jalen too. So the guy in the non-Eagles jersey,
yes.
They whittle it down. They put their hand over the head. Who do you think? That guy won. The guy in the black jacket.
Yeah.
Someone showed up. So there you go. He looked exactly like him.
It's funny because we did this last week, and then Chris came in and had a story too
about his Tony Soprano lookalike contest. That's right.
Yeah, that's funny.
Please find that picture. Someone find that picture. Jalen Hurts wasn't the only Eagle who had a lookalike contest. This one, these are all Jason Kelce's, and by the way, all of them won. Look, there's even kids. Look at there's even.
I like
kids.
the guy with no shirt on.
Yeah, there's kids with like fake beards on, and I hope it's a non-alcoholic beer, but it is Philly. Probably a real beer that those kids had. But that clip is so quick. Can we see it one more time? It's only 8 seconds, so just show it one more time. But look how many there are that look like Jason Kelce. I don't know who the winner is. This is the only clip I could find. But look at that. That guy's good. That guy's good.
That is
that guy's good.
fantastic.
That guy in the overalls, the guy without a shirt. And the guy to come up to say hi to him looks like it. Even the women, ladies and gentlemen, were participating.
When they got the little kids that looked like the old man, those were the funniest.
Yes.
Like they had a kid look like Fred Sanford. Right? It was so funny.
Those are so you're into it. You're into the lookalike contest.
It's
We
a lot of fun.
among my friends, we do lookalikes.
Okay.
And there's like a half point if it's
We
like
do full credit, half credit. Yeah.
And one and at 2 if it's like you can't tell them apart.
What if we did a Chris Andrews lookalike contest down here at the sports club?
I don't know. You know, my son, my late son,
Sure.
he used to cast movies. You know who would play? It used to be Tony, James Gandolfini.
Yeah.
Now his last one was John Favreau. He says, but we'd have to get rid of the hair.
Yeah.
We'd have to get rid of the hair.
All right.
I can see Favreau.
All right, we're going to work on that. We might have one here in the sports book. We got a couple. How many do we have left?
We have 3 more.
Okay, cool. Let's go through them. We got Chris here.
Okay,
That's
number
perfect.
8.
Number 8. Oh, number 8. I forget what it is. Hold on. Oh, it's a big parlay ticket. Now, this is the ice bath. All right, go ahead, roll. This is George Kittle, 49ers receiver. We're going to hear this audio on a few of these, so go ahead, roll it in.
I'm George Kittle. Here's Zinni.
So he's going to answer some questions.
Joker in the Thief by Wolf Mother.
Okay, some weird song says Pump Up. He hates mustard. Then it keeps going. His pregame snack, he gets some caffeine, and then he has a banana with peanut butter. So there's some music underneath this we can't play. Favorite thing, hanging out with his wife. He loves curling. Those are his favorite sunglasses. What's that, Alex?
He's just so calm, just answering these questions.
Yeah, just sitting in a tub.
Yeah.
What's he do? A day out plans? Binge watches the show with his wife. Kicking his feet up, eating hibachi is after games, and he loves watching Sunday Night Football.
He's in an ice bath. Isn't that like how the people on the Titanic died? From the.
That's true. Yeah. Well, they weren't.
I wouldn't want it.
But they didn't practice. They weren't building up a tolerance.
God, yeah.
So, Alex, my question to you: have you done one of these ice baths?
Yes, I have.
You have?
Lots, yeah.
Lots?
For cheerleading, when you're competing and you're in competition season, it was right around this time, actually, and you'd have 2-a-days for like 3 weeks.
Okay.
While we had a break after first semester.
Okay.
And it would just be nonstop. So you'd have to, because you'd have to recover and go back the next day and do it again. And you got to think I was a base. So I'm throwing people up in the air and I had people standing on my shoulders.
Oh my
and
goodness.
All this. So,
all right, so I have a couple questions. How long
Okay.
would you stay in the ice tub?
Well, there is a set time, right?
I don't know. I've never done it.
It's been a while, so I don't really remember. But
If I
yeah,
turn
you
the
don't wanna
shower
go
on and it's
over
cold,
a
I
certain
scream.
time. Oh
Okay.
my gosh, I'm the biggest baby ever.
Yeah.
But you get used to it kind of fast and can just.
Okay, we have a clip. Alex, go ahead. No, I'm joking. Chris, would you
I
have?
wouldn't do it now.
I'm more of a sauna and steam guy myself.
Apparently, it's a big trend. People jumping in pools.
Oh.
It's supposed to be good for muscle recovery. That's why you did
Yeah.
it. Did it work?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Out of curiosity, last week I did. I walked through my pool.
Yeah.
With it freezing.
Is that the day you called off?
No.
No, it was a joke. Like you couldn't make it into work.
Oh, no.
It's not going to be in the montage. All right. Anyway,
But I was surprised at how I needed to stop a spin from going on in my brain.
Okay.
So I did that to stop the spin in my brain, and it worked.
Yeah.
I couldn't feel my feet, but I mean.
All right. We're going to do a lookalike contest and Chris and a ice bath. We're going to do both of them here. All right. We have a couple more. Go for it. Chris is saying no.
Number 7. Oh, big parlay.
A big parlay ticket. All right. This came in late. This is late. So here's a big parlay ticket. Let's see.
Oh, $2
parlay. Let's go look at this. So if you bet $1 in a parlay with all these players that scored 2 touchdowns so far, you could have won $227 million. Oh, okay. This is fictional. No one really did this. So all those players scored over 2 touchdowns. So that could have crushed a book. $227 million.
Terry McLaurin is either no touchdowns or 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind.
Yeah. And he looked really good. Some of those catches yesterday, he's so good.
Yes.
I love watching him play when I watch the Commanders games. Hey, I said their name right.
That was Devontae Adams' first 2-touchdown game in a while.
By the way, he was unstoppable too. I watched the end of that game. I had the Red Zone channel on. I don't know about Chris or if you're like this, but when the Steelers aren't playing, it's just put the Red Zone on. Especially in the early slate, wasn't really any great marquee matchups.
Terrible early slate.
And I pointed this out last week. Last week, also, I didn't think there were a lot of great games. It's been weird. This weekend.
Yeah, but that afternoon slate was fantastic.
That was 2 best games. Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you something. This Saturday,
yes,
will be a madhouse
with NFL and CFP.
3 CFP games and 2.
Good matchups.
I think 2 great games. I mean, I'm kind of hoping Mahomes doesn't play because I already put the number out, assuming he's not going to play.
Right.
If he plays, that thing moves like 7 points.
Probably, right? Because right now the Texans are. Do you have a -3?
I'm at 2.5. They took the 3. I went to 2.
Okay.
Let's move it aggressively. We don't know what's going on.
Right.
They laid back to 2, so I'm at 2.5. But I mean, my numbers came to with no Mahomes, Texans 3. With Mahomes, Kansas City 4.
Yeah.
That's 7 points.
That's a huge swing. Well, when he got hurt, I switched over to that game, and they showed him getting his ankle taped up like he was going to go back in.
Yeah, he limped off pretty good.
Yeah. And then, of course, he's got the Christmas game in Pittsburgh. So
he should take 2 weeks off.
I really should take Patrick, you look tired. Take 2 weeks off.
The playoffs are important.
Yeah, the playoffs are important. Go shoot 9 commercials while you're off for 2 weeks, and come back after that, and you guys will probably still be the number 1 seed. All right, so I think we got one more.
One more.
All right,
I do want to ask you about the Texans.
Please.
Are you buying them, or you think that they're just fortunate to be in the division they're in?
Fortunate.
Yeah. They really are. Yeah. Last year they snuck up on everybody. Nobody was ready for them. They blew out the Steelers. We're like, who's this CJ?
They have some serious offensive line problems.
They did, but it seems like now they're under the radar. They're in a bad division, true, but they're under the radar right now, right? Everyone at the end of last year was like, oh, they could go all the way next year, and they've struggled. So I don't know. I'm not convinced about them either, but this will be a good measuring stick. Whether it's Wentz or Mahomes to play in Kansas City in December, it'll be interesting.
That's true.
Yeah.
Number 6.
Number 6. Okay.
Oh, I think this is a good one for Chris, too.
Okay, this is a perfect one for Chris. Why don't we just roll the footage? So here we go. This is the fight between some fan was in the front row, and I guarantee you the NFL is going to want to take a look at this footage because there's another punch thrown by an Eagle. So this all went down when I think it was Darius Slake against Mount Washington, the biggest Steeler, hits him, and he's like, are you serious? I'm 6'7". And then, so the ref comes out, and he goes, we have 2 penalties, and I'm going, oh, okay, great. Personal foul Steelers. They're going to offset. Chris and I were talking about before. So both on the Steelers. Screwed that drive up.
You never see that.
Never, ever, ever. And when you see the Eagles throwing punches.
Yeah.
And first.
Ridiculous. Oh, Tomlin will get a... Oh, we're sorry. We know that probably cost you the game, but we're sorry.
And
I don't know if that cost them the game.
Yeah,
there are a lot of other things that cost them the game.
But that was a huge play because they were at the 10-yard line, and now all of a sudden they're back at 25
second and 30 or whatever it was.
That was a momentum swing right there. That definitely was a bad call by the officials. Deb Whitkus, who was on the show before the game, she was in the 10th row. She texted me. She's like, the fight just happened right in front of me. I just saw the fight. Oh, my God. And I still have yet to text her back because I don't want to have to say, all right, your team won.
Yeah, but she was a great guest.
She's great. Deb's great. And by the way, overall, the question was, how do you think the officiating's been this year? Yesterday, under scrutiny for that, the New Orleans game. This is a tough job, obviously, but
it's easy to say horrible.
Right.
It really is. I mean, nobody's ever going to say, oh, the referees were great. You know,
right after a game.
Put me in that category. I'm not going to say they were great because I think they missed a lot of obvious calls. And it's sometimes a joke. I'm sitting there watching. I said, well, how can you expect the referee to make the call? He was 2 feet away from me. I mean, how was he supposed to see that?
Yeah.
You know, and I think there's been too many of those. And here's what else I don't like. And I don't know exactly. Well, there's a lot of things to blame. But when your team scores, yay, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Hang on. Is there a flag? Are they going to review?
Oh, I know.
What's going to happen?
Always looking at the graphic.
I needed the Colt guy who was a Taylor that, I'm so happy. I needed the Colts. We need to beat Denver for the play, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, Vinny's like dancing. He goes out front. Vinny comes walking by. I says, I think they're going to take away this stuff. Because if you noticed, I don't know because I was paying attention.
I finally saw it this morning.
The break between, we're going to go to the, they played like 5 advertisements. I'm thinking, this is not a good sign. This is not a good sign. Vinny came back in. I say, they're taking away. They're what? I said, yeah, he dropped the ball like at the 1.
Jeez.
And that's one of my most hated things.
You tweeted it out. You're like, when are they going to learn? How stupid is this play?
Do you remember the guy for Utah? They were playing Oregon. This got to be about 10 years ago. I remember I had this monster bet on Utah against Oregon. And the guy's on an 80-yard touchdown, and he drops it. He looked so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Yeah. And, of course, Oregon wound up blowing them out. And I can still remember Whittingham's face on the sideline. Like, this is more like my best player.
Yeah.
I still might kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hand the ball to the ref. That should be every coach.
Do you know where the name touchdown came from? Seriously.
No.
Like rugby. You had to touch the ball down in the end zone. That was a touchdown.
Wow. I just know an old Bugs Bunny cartoon. When Bugs was playing, he ran in. Every time he ran in, he set the ball on the ground. This is the 40. So I didn't know that's where touchdown came from.
That's where it came from.
Educational show, ladies and gentlemen.
I wasn't born yet. I read that in the book.
Do you have any picks for today? Do you want to talk about, or anything you care about in these Monday Night Football
Bears
games?
outright.
Bears out. He wants the Bears outright. All right. Well, as promised, we always end the show with one additional pick. It's Kenny White's dog of the day. He really should think about going by Kenny or Ken, as Bob Zaney said. Bob Zaney will be here. That's hysterical. He likes the Raiders at home, plus the points at home against the Falcons. Kirk Cousins needs to throw a touchdown pass, or the calls for Michael Penix are going to be heard from Atlanta during the game. So that's his dog of the day. Here's our dog of the day. What do we got here? Oh, yeah, he's caroling. So does he protect the house or does he celebrate? He's like, I like the bells. I don't know what to do. Get off my property, but please keep singing. Retrievers. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I love it. Yeah. Alex, we'll see you tomorrow.
I'll be back
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, Chris Sanders. Thank you. Great montage, Andrew. Thank you, Vince. And Ann. We'll see you tomorrow. Lions live in Nevada every show.